Hello, hello, hello. It's so lovely to be here today. This video is a little bit different because this is me talking to you as me, but talking to you about some of my favourite books that I love to read time and time again. I think the absolute classics are amazing and you can pick them up so many times over and there's always something new that you notice. So I've brought with me 4 books to just talk to you about. You might be familiar with some of them. I'm just going to read the blurb and tell you a little bit about the book and my reasons for choosing it, I guess. Okay, so the first book that I have chosen is Stephen King. Now, I have loved Stephen King's books since I was a pre-teenager, so I was probably reading before I should have been reading them anyway. But I've always had a really advanced reading level. So like from the age of 4 and 5, I was reading, the Chronicles of Narnia, like really big, meaty book, Treasure Island, those kind of really thinking kind of books. Could never get enough. I was like Matilda or something. So this particular Stephen King book, The Green Mile, has been made into a film with lots of amazing members of cast. But I have always read his books well before they've been made into films, so that's been quite good because I always think, as good as a film is, your imagination is so much more creative anyway. So The Green Mile, I'll read the blurb for you and then we'll go from there. So, at Gold Mountain Penitentiary, along the lonely stretch of cells known as the Green Mile, condemned killers such as Billy the Kid Wharton and the possessed 𝗨𝗣𝗟𝗢𝗥𝗧 await death strapped in Old Sparky. That's the electric chair. But good or evil, innocent or guilty, prisoner or guard, none has ever seen the brutal likes of the new prisoner, John Coffey, sentenced to death for raping and murdering 2 young girls. Is Coffey a devil in human form, or is he a far, far different kind of being? There are more wonders in heaven and hell than anyone at Cold Mountain can imagine, and one of those wonders might just have stepped in amongst them. And there's a quote from USA Today which says, one of King's most immediately engaging page-turners, tantalising mysteries, horrors, wonders. So, you can see it's a little bit dog-eared because I have read it a few times. I don't get to read as much nowadays. I tend to listen to my Audible app because at least it's like multitasking, so if you drive in, or doing the housework or whatever, you can have a story on in the background. So sort of keep in touch with my friends that way. So this isn't the only Stephen King book I love. There's very few of them that I haven't read of his, but I picked this one off the pile. Okay. So the next book I've chosen is by Karen Slaughter, and this is Pretty Girls, and this is another thriller crime type, and this is another one of my favourite authors. I haven't got a book of his today. I think, I've lent all my Lee Child books, that's where the quote is from, but he is one of my ultimate favourites. says, stunning, certain to be a book of the year. So, I only recently discovered Karen Slaughter. I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I was on a layover in, let's say Washington, one of the airports coming back from Orlando, and we were delayed, and I needed something else to read, and I found this one. So, it says, Sisters, Strangers, Survivors. It's been more than 20 years since Claire and Lydia last spoke. Claire is the glamorous trophy wife of an Atlanta millionaire. Lydia, a single mother, dating an ex-con, struggles to make ends meet. But neither has recovered from the disappearance of their sister Julia 2 decades earlier, and the shocking murder of Claire's husband brings the horror and heartbreak of the past roaring back into their lives. The vanishing of a teenage girl and the killing of a middle-aged man, almost a quarter-century apart, are what could connect them as they form a wary truce. The surviving sisters unearth the secrets that destroyed their family all those years ago and find the astonishing truth where they least expected. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this book and immediately started looking for other books by this author. So, if you like thrillers and a bit of gore and blood, definitely want to maybe consider trying. Okay, I'm just gonna have a drink. It says, shh, Prosecco in disguise. It's really not. It's some lovely peppermint tea. It's quite late at night and I've got a sore throat. That's not why I'm whispering though. So, yeah. Okay. So, you might start to spot a theme with the kind of genres that I enjoy reading or listening to. And this was one of my early favourite authors for this kind of a genre. And it's Patricia Cornwell. And I really love her books. I love her 𝗨𝗣𝗟𝗣𝗣𝗢 series. I think I've read them all now, more than once definitely. And yeah, I just get so involved in them. And the writing, you really genuinely feel like you're there, so they grab you, pull you in. So, quote on this one: Patricia Cornwell is America's most stimulating and chilling writer of crime fiction. So, The Bone Bed. A woman has vanished while digging a dinosaur bone bed in the remote wilderness of Canada. Somehow, the only evidence has appeared in the inbox of Chief Medical Examiner 𝗨𝗣𝗟𝗣𝗣𝗢𝗍, over 2,000 miles away in Boston. I just thought of something. I'll tell you a true story of this. As events unfold with alarming speed, 𝗨𝗣𝗟𝗣𝗍 begins to suspect the paleontologist's disappearance is connected to crimes much closer to home. A gruesome murder, inexplicable tortures, and trace evidence from the last living creatures of the dinosaur age. But danger and suspicion have penetrated even 𝗨𝗣𝗟𝗍's closest circles. Feeling alone and betrayed, she is tempted by someone from her past as she tracks a killer both cunning and cruel. This is 𝗨𝗣𝗟𝗣𝗍𝗍, as you have never seen her before. The Bone Bed is a must-read for any fan of this series, or an ideal starting point for new readers. There are lots of books in this series. So the story I just thought of while reading that is that she is a pathologist. So she investigates dead bodies and things. And the guy I started dating told me he was a pathologist, and I thought that meant he did the same as 𝗨𝗣𝗟𝗢𝗥𝗧, so that was the reason I went out with him. But it was not that kind of pathologist. He basically just deals with blood and samples and things. He's like a blood analyst, not dead body analyst. True story. So that's Patricia. So yeah, I really like the sort of crimey thrillers, goriness of those kind of genres, but I also like girly, like fiction, because those are the kinds of books that I write. So I've written a couple myself. I just like them for, you know, when you don't want to think about anything, you just need a sound to wash over you and just something like easy listening. I feel good, and that's when I put a chick lit audible book on. But if I've got time and I really want to get involved in something, then I go for the intense ones. So, my last book I've chosen. The covers come off it. It had a protective cover over it. This is Dan Brown, Inferno. So this wasn't his first book I read. I think I read maybe Angels and Demons first. Do you know who he is? I don't. It's got the blurb of this one. Because the blurb is on the outer jacket, which I haven't gotten. I don't know how much damage somewhere along the way. I've moved this a few times since having this book, and I've lent it out a few times as well. So it's a big book, really something to get stuck into. I'm pretty sure this has been made into a film. Angels and Demons definitely has. The Da Vinci Code has. Da Vinci Code was the first one I read. I don't know if the Inferno has, but get a chance to read it. I definitely recommend any Dan Brown books anyway. It can be pretty hard going. You've got to think quite a lot of things. But that's okay. So yeah, so those are 4 books from me tonight. And yeah, we'll see how this video does, and maybe I'll do another one, tell you about some more of the books I enjoy